Any messenger followers here? Just one? Followers of the first Elijah Muhammad? It's about 3 or 4. How you doing? Well, we don't have very much time, about an hour and a half. I think you all have heard 2 speakers before me. I hope they give you a pretty good idea as to what we are about. This is a very, very serious time in which we are now here in North America because of the promise that was made and what has to be done as far as bringing things back to the way it should be and must be. Any preachers here? Male or female? No preachers? You know, it's how many of y'all came because of the flyers that were passed out or advertising? The rest of y'all already knew and just came on your own. I'm taking the consensus because I want to know. I haven't been on the road for some time. This is the second stop. And it's time that something has got to be done, especially with the black man. You ain't messing up on you. Can you hear me? Something has got to be done. And it's time for it. We can't wait any longer. You can't hear in the back? They can't hear. You hear now? It's been written, it's easy to find about what's got to take place at the fullness of time. And I hope y'all don't get sleepy before this is over with. God himself was supposed to show up at the end of time because it is only he that has the power and the answer to the problem of the world. That's of man and mankind. So, as it is written, it is being done. God himself is here. We had the messenger, we had quite a few prophets that's cataloging scripture before Elijah came or was raised. So all of that has taken place. And it reads in the Bible, I think in Malachi, just before that great and dreadful day, I will send you Elijah. And he actually showed up. Now after Elijah, it reads, God himself will come and bring you out with great substance and judge the people that kept you a slave. After Elijah. Well, this is after, so far after, most young people don't know anything about Elijah. If they read the book or whatnot, you have no real physical contact to really understand what was really taking place because of all of the scientific developments that this world has come up with. It's taking your attention off of whatever pressure it was to bring this about. So most young people have very little knowledge as to know what the struggle is even about. Very little knowledge. And the ones after Elijah passed, the ones that came after him, Warwick Dean, Minister Farrakhan, and quite a few other people that stood up and stepped up, they didn't do the duty the way it should have been done. If they did, the young people would know. Quite a few young people know about Minister Farrakhan, know about him. But that's not who you're supposed to know about. It's either the messenger or God himself. When Elijah was here, just before he passed, he said, I have to go away for a season. However, after me comes God himself. After me comes God himself. Any of you remember that? Or the ones that was with the messenger. The others don't know it because you weren't there. So, young people don't have no history. And those of us that were with the messenger, you have not got what was promised to you yet. You have the history, but you don't have the fulfillment of the promise. So this is what has to take place. The messenger says when God shows up, God will fulfill his promise. money, good homes, friendships, and all walks of life, peace and contentment of heart. He don't have it. You know why? I didn't start this yesterday. And because most people that are followers, and those of you that are not aware as to what should take place, have no idea what is going to take place. If I'm here, and I've been here now close to 10 years, gathering the 144,000, or the ones that were with the messenger. However, it was during a time when Minister Lewis was at his heyday. So it would only, the ones that was only really true to the messenger would hear this. And it stands true today. You can look behind you and see. We don't have an influx of people, black or white, brown, yellow, or red. Just a few of you. So somebody's either confused or you just don't know. However, it's written. Are you all following me? It's written in Scripture that, and even in the lessons, those of you that were with the messenger and you got it, you got the lessons, it's written that there will be 144,000 stars. Not maybe, might, could be. There will be. Some of you all got stuck on, well, the messenger's coming back and he's going to do this and he's going to do that. No, sir. He didn't say that. He said, after me comes Allah himself, or God himself. And if it pleases Allah, I will be with him. I don't say I will live so long as that, but if it pleases Allah, I'll be with him. If it pleases Allah. 1997, I brought him back. Was no secret, wasn't hiding it. However, Minister Lewis was jumping up and down. So most of you all thought, well, that's crazy. If he's not going to acknowledge it, it can't be true. And everybody that's still thinking that way, you're going to lose. I didn't come after nobody young. I didn't come after nobody old. I didn't come after nobody fat, thin, tall, or short. I came after the ones that's supposed to be with Elijah, the ones that went with the message. And it's supposed to be at least 144,000. And I've been putting it out for you all to come because I have your reward. But I'm not going to go to each one of your home and knock on your door and make you accept it. You got to do the same thing that the messenger did. When Master Farah Muhammad was standing just like this, speaking to a crowd of people, Elijah was the one that walked up and recognized him. He wasn't creating no miracle, wasn't no flashing around his head. What he was speaking, Elijah said, this man's got to be God. So you all that were claimed to be with the messenger, I'm a follower of the messenger. And the messenger said, Allah is Master Farad Muhammad. He didn't say that. I'm speaking to the ones that was with the messenger now. I'm opening up the floor in a few minutes, so whatever questions you all have, you may ask me. Whatever. And ask me like you really believe I'm God. Otherwise, don't hold back no question. The only thing I ask you to do is be respectful with it. Don't give me no long lecture to support what you're getting ready to ask, as though I never heard it before. There's nothing you can say I haven't heard. I've been cussed out, under, over. I've been blessed. There's nothing you can come with that I have already encountered. What I have not encountered is the 144,000. There's a few of you, but that's not what the book reads. That's not what's in the lesson. So what's going to make you see that this is your time for reward? Most of you got to be in the best of you in your years has got to be late 50s, early 60s. So if you don't receive the reward, you don't have too many years here on this planet. Simple as that, just a mathematical equation. So what was offered to you was life ever after. A new way of thinking. Rulership of the planet again. Does any of you all remember that? Well, But what has got to take place for you to start seeing what has to happen for you to receive it? You don't have anything. You know the messenger didn't lie, because too many things that he did say is come true and is coming true. So what about that part? After me comes God himself. He didn't say after me comes Lewis, Farrakhan, Wallace, whatever. However, there is a structure in the line of this. Someone had to be a reminder. But from the time that the messenger was here and left until I actually showed up. Those of you that were with the messenger, do you remember him saying at his last Savior's Day, you're witnessing the setting of one sun and the rising of another. And the one that is to be king is yet to be known. We knew Farrakhan a long time. We knew Wallace when Sister Claire gave him birth. So you can't say they weren't known. They were. Jesse Jackson is known, but he was never with the messenger. But most people still don't know me. But no one is doing what I'm doing. No one. Because no one has the power or knowledge to do it. We're in a country that is exercising knowledge that no other country can supersede. I don't care what way you go with it. If it's health, establishment, righteousness, no other country can supersede this country. So we're at the pit of hell and at the epitome of filth. So God himself has to come. Outside of that, you will not make it. Ain't no need you fixing up something for your children. If you're not making it, what makes you think your children are going to make it? And look at the hate that's being kindled for this country. This means including you. I'm talking to you, black man. If you ever go outside this country, I'm quite sure some of you have, people outside this country will let you know immediately they hate this country. They'll do business with them, but they hate it. So what are you going to do? If nothing is prepared for you, and all of the chastisement comes down on this country, what are you going to do? You had time to do something, but you didn't do it. We have farmland, we have food, clothing, and shelter. We have a whole system set up. Not setting it up, not getting ready to set up. It's in motion, has been in motion now for some time. It needs to be magnified, like it reads in the prayer. For surely, Allah, thou art praised and magnified in thy midst. Meaning he was here. In thy midst. For surely, Allah, thou art praised and magnified. Who's magnifying it? Can't say the black man is. You're still stuck in the church with Jesus. If you're 25 or 30 years old, that's where you are. If you're younger, you're out in the street. It's got to the point now there's no morality, no real laws or principles about anything, so the parents can't make the children go to church like they used to make us. So what you going to do, black man or black boy? What you going to do? Because a man does what he's supposed to do. Well, what you going to do? God is here. God is not white. He's not brown. He's not yellow. He's not red. He's a black man. Now, if you don't believe I am, that's all right. All you have to do is do your homework. Remember, truth can be proven in no limit of time. And why it's no limit of time? Because it depends upon who's trying to find it. If you're a little retarded or mentally challenged, it's going to take you a while. But if you're quick thinking, fast moving, right up to modern time, you will know it instantly just from hearing. Like the book reads, let him that have an ear hear. And the messenger said, I'm producing a powerful son of truth in this country by me. And this powerful son of truth will give you the knowledge that the scientists of the East is unable to give you. Well, if that's true, and it's written in the theology of time, Where does the powerful son of truth fit if Master Farad Muhammad is Allah? I mean, well, we're going to have Master Farad Muhammad and the powerful son of truth. For you ones that call yourself from the first, you're waiting for Master Farad Muhammad because he is Allah. And the messenger said, I raised up or produced a powerful son of truth from me in this country. And he will give you the knowledge that the ones in the East, the scientists can't give you. You won't have to go no place looking for nothing. If that's the case, do we need Master Farad Muhammad? I mean, mathematically thinking. Now, if you're a follower, then a follower is hard for them to think because you're following. Allah don't want no follower because you got to constantly look behind you to see if they're doing it right. If we produce 7.5 ounces of brain power for you, we produce it for you to be able to use it, not follow somebody that's using theirs. I mean, that's if you're going to be with Allah. Now, if you're going to be with a leader, well, but then be with the leader and see where he leads you. If he's a real leader, he's supposed to lead you to me and say, this is the destination. And not me, the person. Not me, the person. But me, the formula. Me, the answer. Me, the solution. Me, that's in accord with the time. Me, the knower of all things. Me, the seer of all things. So you can do the same thing. Hope you're listening. Don't no child follow his parents. And there shouldn't be no one greater in a child's life than their parent. But they're not styled as followers of their parents because the parents are not supposed to be a leader. They're supposed to develop the child. Rear the child, raise the child, not for the child to follow them. However, when it comes to me, the supreme being, I have to take less than that. Because you've been without me so long, you have no idea what Allah really is. As long as he's off someplace where you can't see him, can't hear him, then you can say, oh, well, yes, I'm with Allah. Well, please don't show up, Allah, because I just ain't going to believe it. Well, yes, you'll always be in belief as long as you don't know. And how are you to know if God don't come himself and teach you? The messenger wasn't a teacher of God. He was a teacher of the time and let you know when God was coming and what was going to happen. He didn't say I was going to give you good home friendships and all walks of life. He said, overnight, if you fly to Allah, overnight, this is what Allah promised you. Not Elijah. And he didn't say, Allah, Master Farad Muhammad. I'm talking to these 144,000. Just a simple thing. I'm confronted with this constantly from the ones that were with the messenger. Just a simple thing in the language, just 2 or 3 different words that you get hung up on. You can't, if you just go by what the language indicates that it is, you will say, oh. The messenger always said, Allah, who came in the person of. You can't get past that. You got like that statement, is not applicable. You can change it around. The messenger said, Master Farad Muhammad said Allah. He didn't. He said, I seek refuge in Allah. All praises are due to Allah. And if he mentioned Master Farad Muhammad, he said, who came? Who? Now, Allah can't be a who and you got Master Farad Muhammad. That's 2 who's. But oh no. I'm speaking this way because I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm going to do. I know what I promised you was going to take place. So if you don't accept this, I can't accept you because I like you. I can't do that. That's like a man being married. He done promised to be real faithful to his wife. And he see this real beautiful woman. Gets his attention. But he can't do nothing about it. He likes her. But the judgment or the rightness of his behavior will not allow him to go after that. Same with you. Yes. Message to the black man. All right, black man, what did you do with the message? What do you do with it? You can't charge the black woman, although she got a big part to play in it. But it was to the black man. You got the message. However, did it prepare you to take the next step? It did. But most of you all didn't accept it. So when I actually show up, according to Scripture, according to time, according to events, you don't want it. Just to argue with me, well, the messenger, I'm not going to be with nobody but Master Muhammad. You know how old he is now? If he came back and said, well, I'm Master Muhammad, you wouldn't believe it. How would you know? How would you know? So the thing is not about who is. It's the knowledge. If the person standing before you or the person that's before you as a leader or whatever, if he's not sharing with you truth that breaks the cycle of thinking or belief, he's not the one. You can't believe today, you got to know. You know why? Because at the same time the message was being delivered to this black man, white man got it too. And guess what he did? He went to work with it. He developed it. He got it all trapped up so when you make a move, he got you. Because he's operating on know, you operating on belief. When it should be the other way around. It should be the other way around. Black man, if you made this, you should know. I'm talking, if you made this planet, you made this universe, you should know, not believe. If you talk about belief, let it be what you believe in this man's world, because it's not yours. About things that's real, you should know instead of believe. But that's your language today. Well, I really believe. So you put really in front of it like this, gonna make it true. It's foolishness. Then you're so weak in your thinking, sister just come up and tell you anything. And if you like her, you will compromise because you like her. That's not God. That's not being God, and you never will be God that way. Are you listening? Yes. What time is it? I want to make sure I give you enough time to ask questions. 2:57. So is that 3 minutes or 3? Okay. I have so many things that I want to share with you. So much knowledge I want to share with you. Time I want to share with you. However, this is something that has to be received from you because you want it. Not just because I want you to have it. If you don't want it, I can't give it to you. I can. But it's like in the Bible says, thorn and pearl to swine. You're not going to do nothing. It's like giving your 4-year-old child $1 million. You don't even know what it's about. So you go out in the yard and pace all the yard with it. When he come along, it's gone. Go back in the house and play and get his box of cereal and eat. You know, all that's gone. It mean nothing to him. Suppose I really am Allah. Suppose I really am. Why don't you try me today to see how smart you are? You might learn something. I'm speaking now just to let you know I miss you. Not because you're not here. I miss you. It's like a husband with his wife home and she's there, but he can't get no time from her. She's not doing anything. But every time you look at her, he can tell her body's there, but her mind is someplace else. So even when he speaks to her, she gives him real short answers. Yeah, baby. Well, you want to go out today? Well, it's up to you. That's where you all are. You may say, well, I don't believe you're the supreme being. What is it that's making you think that it's not? What do you know that will make you know that I'm not? I'm doing everything, at least the essentials that should be done, or that must be done, that Allah said He would do when He arrived. He will bring you out with great substance. Well, a system has to be set up for that to be done. A system has to be set up. As long as you're in those bodies where you are now, you got to eat. You got to clothe yourself. You got to teach yourself. You got to house yourself. You got to do business with yourself. You got to be in such a way where you are respected by other men on the planet. And if you really are God, not only will you be respected, you'll be revered. Are you all listening? Well, have you got the idea? Have you got it? Well, let me say it to you right short, and then we go open it. Anybody got any questions for me? Well, I'll say this right quick. You'll have some. I have to give them to you. You know, when I first came into the nation, 1970, I came in 1969, and I received my ex June 21st, 1970. I drove long-distance trucks, delivered all of the Muhammad Speaks, watermelons, beef, lamb, hay, you name it. I did it for the nation when Elijah was at the head of it. Restaurants, cleaned it. Newspaper plant, worked in it. Bakery, worked in that. School, cleaned that. I was watching everybody. I knew who all the officials were and what they were doing. So they can't come and tell me, well, I did so and so and so. No, you remember so and so and so and so? I looked so insignificant to them then. They did what they wanted to do right in front of me. Just like you all now. You're looking, well, how can this man be God? Talks good, but God? Nah. There's a reason for that. But it's like going away from home. I used to run from Chicago to Miami. Made all the stops in between. Be gone a week or sometime 2 weeks on the way back from Miami. Had to go through Alabama. Deal with the cows. Pick up a load of hay in Alabama, carry it to Georgia for the cows. Might be 2 weeks before I get back home. When you get back, now I'm saying this because I'm quite sure you all have done the same thing, may not have been in a truck. But when you get back home, your children come in, they see you. It's like nobody came home. It's not like when they run up, Dad! Oh, how you doing? No. Your wife see you coming up, you still looking through the window, you come to the door, they don't meet you at the door. So you get the feeling, damn, am I home? So you walk in. Now, you don't call before you come home, right? You don't call. So something should be on the stove. The only thing on the stove is water. And it's not hot. You know, maybe want some coffee or tea or something, you know. Water's on the stove, but it ain't hot. So you get the thing in the hold up. I mean, I didn't just leave this morning and come back this evening. I've been going 2 weeks. I said that just to give you an idea of the type of experience that I'm experiencing from you, black man. I raised a man up. Allah, in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, is the same Allah that's talking to you right now. Not in this body, but it's the same Allah. It's the same Allah. Allah that was in the person of Master Farad Muhammad is talking to you right now. Now I'm in my own royal robe. Just like the book reads. I'm not in no more dyed garments. So I come for you, the black man, but you act like I don't even exist. After I raised up a man and he suffered 40 years to make sure that you would recognize me. The book calls him a daily sacrifice. 40 some years Elijah sacrificed. 40 some years. Where are you, black man? Did he suffer for nothing? And then they say, well, Elijah was the apple of Allah's eye. How can you prove that? If he suffered for not a couple of days, every day, 365 days a year for 40 some of them, every year, 40 some years he suffered. How can you prove that he was the apple of Allah's eye? You know, you don't think because you're a follower. It sounds good. But when you apply the math to it, that don't add up. Now, it's not that he was not the apple of Allah's eye. It was just that he carried out his duty as he promised he would do. However, how is it going to be to you all that you can prove that he actually was or is the apple of Allah's eye if I didn't bring him back? If he was never brought back, how can you prove he was that? Is this making sense? All right. 1997, brought him back. He was with me, brought him back sometime before I presented him. Sometime before I presented him. Talked to him this morning. The book reads that they saw you, black man, 144,000 of you going to heaven with your Lord. However, your Lord didn't go and retrieve you. God went and got them for him. Well, how was God supposed to do it? He wasn't going to give each person no revelation. He was to appear before you with the system in motion and tell you, come on. I came for the 144,000. I came for the elect. I came for the remnants. Of who? Couldn't be of Jesus 2,000 years ago. Because the fullness of him was Elijah. So after 1975, the possibility for you to be 144,000 elect or remnants was cut off. Anything happened after that, anybody born after that, impossible for you to be a part of that number. Impossible. However, what good does it do to be a part, but you don't come? I'm not asking you to come and give and give. I'm saying you come now fulfill the promise I got to give you. But you don't want it. The young brothers come out here, put flyers out, go to different places and speak to people, and you just lie. Oh, I'll be there. Oh, yes, I'll be. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, I can't believe it. Really? This is God? Oh, yeah. I'll be there. I got some questions for him. You saying he God? Yeah. Where are you? Just liars. And the book reads, no liars will get into heaven. You're going to forget that. Simply because he can't trust you. On the other hand, if you're a liar and you stick to it, it means you're serving two masters. You're serving me and Satan. He's the author of lies. Matter of fact, in the Quran it says he whispers into your ear, the sly, slinking devil, in firm resolution. But it's a lie. You know, like you all tell us, y'all fired up, y'all be there. And the brothers be saying, call back, Father, yeah? We talk to some people, they coming. I said, well, really? I said, myself, yeah, right, I'll see. Yes, sir, Father. However, they all fired up. When they get to the climax of it, they are denied because you don't show up. Am I making sense? You got any questions? Should I open up the floor now? Got one person question. That's going to start everybody else. I'm saying this now because this is going to go like, I'm telling you, I didn't just do this yesterday. You got the mic? Well, we got a brother standing over there holding the mic. He's ready for you. So if you got some questions going up to the mic, we'll start to entertain what you want to know. Now, I want you to hear what I'm saying. The questions, I'm entertaining what you want to know. You got that?
Yeah.
What I want you to know is that I'm here waiting on you. And I'm not just doing nothing while I'm waiting. I have a system set up. Food, clothing, and shelter, and all of the logistics that go with it to make it work. So that means education, transportation, communication, all that's got to be involved in it. Dedication, loyalty, morals, principles, knowledge, all that's got to be in it. Love, male, female, child, all that's got to be in it. You see? Just for the pleasure of man. There's a lot of things man wants to be pleased about. And we can look around and see what pleases the man here, what he built. And out of all of that, he's still not pleased. Because you're still here. You know, it's like he's living in another man's home and hope the man never comes back. Because if he does come back, he don't have enough power to stop him or to get rid of him. So he's praying that he never come back because he likes the man's home. He likes his wife, likes his children. So God, please don't let him come back. This world is not yours. You might like it, but there's so much wrong with it. You like the part that you like. When you say, well, the part you put up with it is wrong, you put up with it. You ain't supposed to put up with nothing. That's what made this man the way he is now. Black man got tired pulling the plow, seeing his woman pull the plow. So he said, hey, look, man, put the horse to it. He got tired holding the plow then. Hey, let's make a tractor. Black man did that. Well, in the psychology, I'm sure you can find that to be true. If you got the idea, that's the idea. I came for you, black man. Once this was with the messenger that accepted, gone through the test, gone through that part where Wallace came in and tested the believers. Then Lewis came in and reminded, or Farrakhan came in and reminded the people. Then when it got time for me to come, then Lewis stepped up. Not Farrakhan, but Lewis. So I went to work anyhow. And that fits the part where the messenger said, after me, there will be a hypocrite that will make Malcolm look like child's play. Child's play. I'm talking to all of you that was with the messenger. Those of you who are not, you just listen and see if you can use your facts to add up things. Yes, sir.
I have two questions. It always comes up that we are all the sons of Adam, but if it was black people here on earth before Adam, which Adam was not just...
No, sir. Well, people say that. Well, that's what gives legitimacy to this man that's living here now. That Adam we were talking about was him. We are created people. You know, if you want to go back to that kind of Adam, this is the Adam that Allah used in the darkness to create himself out of. But it wasn't Adam as a person. It was Adam as a source of energy. Period. But Adam they put in the... We got to remember, everything that we're reading concerning history don't go no further than about 6,000 years back. So that's the making of this man, the Caucasian. So he was given the right and the authority to write what he pleased, to rename the angels, name all the creeping, crawling things. He put it the way he wanted it. So naturally he's going to put it in there by God. That's in his favor. Just to make you always submit. But when you get down to it, we got to deal with creation. Not something that's made. And that's the problem. Nobody wants to go back to creation. They want to go with things that's made. You like your Lexus. You know, your Lincoln Navigator. You like all those made things. When you get back to being to the creation, you know, all of this has got to go. And since you won't do it, I'm doing it anyhow. And I'm doing it just the way it's written, in a way that you perceive not. Meaning I'm doing it gradually. And I've been doing it. Now it's kind of stepped up. It's starting to get into people's mind now, man, this must be the last days. Things like this never happened before. Well, we've been telling you all along. However, if you're not balanced in the rest of the knowledge that you have, it don't mean nothing to you. That's why it's put in there in a way that you perceive not, because you ain't looking for it. You thinking God's going to come down, float out of the sky, and bring you up, and he can, you bring you up in the rapture. That's what this man teaches. And he teaches the same thing about Adam. But Adam is the man that God said, well, the angel said, let us make man in our image. That's the Adam. Forget him. He means nothing. You're the man. I mean, that's for real. You're the man. What's your next question, if that answers it?
Yeah, that answers it. And how do we become lost and found again, the nation?
Well, we say lost. We were lost from our people that were, when the Caucasian took us from Africa or from East Asia. So we were lost to the people that were still there in East Asia. We were never lost from God. And when they were brought here, the slave masters treated us so terrible. And because it was so terrible, he hid what he was doing. So the people didn't know. They seen us leaving on the ship. But they didn't know where the ship was going. And after they left, they didn't hear nothing else about us. So it was lost to them. So now God comes, finds you. Like the white man says, the lost sheep. He's talking about you. But he's the one said it. That Adam. He's the one telling the story. So he's going to tell it where, you still, when he finished telling the story, you still got a question. So yes, sir, you're the one that is found, the black man here. And that's why you had to have a message. Message to the black man. You had to have that. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. 2 questions. One, the scriptures talks about when that time comes, he's going to make all things new.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of things that I hear you say is really based on the lessons that were given to the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad by Master Farad Muhammad.
No, it was given to him by Allah.
Who came in the person, Master? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So,
in other words, I'm saying this not to argue with nothing. We got to start speaking right to ourselves. If you don't speak right to yourself, I don't care what I say, you're going to still end up wrong. You all get that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You learn, like you asked me a question now, you're going to learn, and maybe I might learn something too.
Yes, sir.
Especially if you're going to talk, most times you learn from what you say. So if you're going to say it right.
Yes, sir.
And you'll get it right.
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead.
So again, the lessons is given to the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
By Master Farad Muhammad. So, with that being said, I hear you talk on that. My question is, what new or what is something that is more profound than what has already been given to us? Because some of the things that I hear you say, if you're studied, you can find that in the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad as given the teaching from the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad as...
Well, since we don't have much time,
yes, sir.
What you're saying is absolutely true. However, think on this.
Yes, sir.
After you got it from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you got it from the messenger, what you do with it? Have you done what you should have done with it to justify something new? You ain't did nothing with the original. Ain't nobody did nothing with it. So it should be repeated again. In other words, if you're going to, just because you're a grown person in stature, but you're still a little boy in thought, we don't give you nothing new because you can't handle it. You look like it because you're tall, big, muscular, but you don't have nothing here. And to prove you don't have it, you ain't did nothing with what we already had. So to bring up something new is like to ignore the importance of what was brought first. That's like a mother, mothers have children. The fathers inject the seed into the woman. She comes out, brings a child. The father is supposed to go out and make sure that the woman is also taken care of, comfortable, and so forth and whatnot, while the woman is teaching the child or the mother. Now, when the child, listen because I'm saying something.
Yes, sir.
When the child gets to be 10 or 11 years old, and it's time now for the child to go with you, but the mother hasn't taught the child nothing, or the child would not learn what the mother taught it, the child can't be with you. I mean, you can't even take the child to a restaurant. It's embarrassing you. Because he wouldn't learn. Either she didn't teach him or he wouldn't learn. He's just a rebellious child. So now he can't be with you. It's the same thing with those doing, yeah, you got the lessons, you got the tapes, you got all that. What did you do with it? Now you want something new. I'll give you something new. Sisters, you stick with me. Next time, when I end this thing for his death, when you have children, you won't have it from your womb. The child will step out from you just as large as you. And you won't be able to cheat on your husband because when you get ready to have the child, the only way the child can come forth is that the husband has to summons it forth. So if you cheated on him, he thinks it's his. When it gets time to have it, he summons and don't come out. You know, you cheated. Now, he don't have to ask whose child is it because the child can't come out until the real father comes. Then you look at, oh, you're the father. But see, when it gets to be that, you're not going to cheat. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to make it possible where you can change whatever you want at any instant from your thinking because you can be wearing color. It's no weight on the physical body. Don't weigh nothing. Not transparent. So whenever you want to change your appearance, all you got to do is think and everything changes. But you don't have to go to the closet. You don't have to go to the cleaners. But what you going to do with all that? And I can't even get you together to give you what I promised you I'm going to give you. Money, good on furniture. Can't give it to you because you ain't coming. But you want something new. I am new. And the real thing about being new is being able to operate without negative in you. That's new.
Okay. So that being said, you're really almost being a reminder because you preface this thing. You said you're not bringing anything new. You're bringing back to us the remembrance, and because we didn't learn the first time.
Okay. So, that's what you say. Okay.
I'm asking it, and then I'll give way.
Did you all know that? Did you all know what I just said?
Yes, sir.
Was it new to you?
Yes, sir.
So what do I have to do that's new? Let me see. I will end death. That has never been done. So when I do that, that will be new. I hope he'll be living when I do that. So he'll say, well, that's new. However, it was already written, but it wasn't done. See? So when you look over things, what I just said, brother, there's no way in the world. The messenger didn't say it. I, as being Allah in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad, did not let that be known. As far as by you not having to dress, I don't know where you got it from. Like you said, this is not new. Where did you read that before? Where did you get that from?
Doesn't that say in the Bible that when he comes, he makes all things new? Is that said in the scriptures? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a
That's
Bible
said,
scholar.
but that is said. You're right.
Okay, yes,
however, I gave you something that is actually going to be new. Not saying he makes all things new. I told you a couple things that I'm going to make new.
Okay. And I'll close with this. I guess the bottom line is, from my vantage point, a man is judged by the works that he does.
You see what I'm saying?
Witness.
Yes, sir. And we'll go right back to it. Man is judged by the works he's done. The 144,000, what the hell have you done? So if I'm going to judge you, I ain't got nothing to judge. You don't even come to get in motion to be judged. A man is judged by what he does. So 144,000 of you, the messenger had almost more than 1 million people. We still need what he came here to warn us about. We still need it. You ain't produced it for yourself. You're not a free, independent person or people. You're not. You were brought here in this country, allowed to be brought here to make a new person, a new man. You're supposed to be new. You don't have no allegiance to nothing other than the spiritual. You don't own no land like in Africa. Those people are committed to the land. You don't have nothing here. White folks don't love you. You don't love yourself. You don't have nothing to produce anything for yourself other than the spirit. You got the ability to be new spiritually, a new God. You can't do it unless God himself comes and do it for you. He's got to develop you. If it's this man is going, he comes and make all things new, not they. Not a messenger come and make everything new. He comes. So if it's a he, you're looking at him. So since you ain't seen it yet, it's because I haven't produced it yet. You ain't came. But I got everything to support you while you coming. But you're coming so slowly. That's why I'm talking to you now. Man, you're going to lose. I can't wait no longer. The earth is crying out for justice. The earth is crying out for justice. When are they going to get it? When am I supposed to answer the earth that's crying? So I'm telling you now, out of the millions that came with the messenger, 144,000 is nothing. Even we talked about what was in the lesson. 17 million with the 2 million Indians made 19. 19 million people, you got 144,000, that's nothing. But then they don't even come. But believe me, you're going to come. Because I got something to make you remember. You might say, well, why is he talking? First, I am who I say I am. In the first place, I always tell you what's going to happen before it happens. Hell, but I got feelings like everybody else. I have patience like everybody else. I have an end to it. Man, it's like I had my wife 40 years giving labor pains to give birth to this man. Then he come out and want to bite his mother. Hey, that's my wife. You go up and leave me with somebody that's damaged. You see what I'm saying? If my wife's going to be with me forever, he better not be biting on her. He going to leave and go get his wife, but he done left me with somebody that's damaged now. Oh, no, sir. You all want something new. Let me see what you do what is already here. When you do that, then you are eligible to get the new. It's coming anyhow because I'm bringing it. I'm already new. If I wasn't new, I could not bring new. Old can't make new. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. The reason why I'm saying what I'm saying and the way I'm saying it, you got to think. You got to think, black man. Yes, ma'am.
Dear Allah, my question is, I know that we, us as black people, are made in the likeness and image of God. So I know that I am not separate from God. Why is it, and God and Allah has created all, and we're made in Allah's likeness and image, why isn't we have not looked in ourselves and used the same ability that we have to create for ourselves?
Because you can't. Because this is new. What's being brought in is new. You all are not new yet, per se. You've been shaped and molded to be made new. But you're not new yet. Only one that is new can actually do that. And then you, the black people, are not made in God's image. You are God. You got the brown man, the yellow man, and the white man is made in our image. But we're the maker. You're the mother of all races. The black man is the father of all races, but you are not a race. You're the original man. You're the original woman. So you're not made in nobody's image. You're number one. You show Mamacita.
Yes, sir. And why is it, Allah, that why is it our brains are locked and we don't recognize that?
Well, because we made a promise to God when he says, I'm going to make a man in our image. And he's going to be my vicegerent. In other words, he's saying, I'm going to bring a man of sin into the world. Because the uncle asked him, well, what could you make other than somebody to make mischief and bloodshed in the land? He said, well, I know what you know not. Well, he didn't know. However, we obey God. So he says, for 6 days, 6,000 years, this man's going to rule. Now, you, black man, is not to interfere with him. Let him do his thing. Matter of fact, we're going to send him off to another place like we did Yaqub, to the island of Pelon, but this time instead of being Pelon, it was North America. And let him do his thing. And you're not to come up and stop him. And to make sure you don't, I'm going to take your memory from you. You're not going to be able to remember how to be God. Just like they did when they showed you in Roots, what's your name? He finally said, Toby. So all of this is a plan. And it's God's plan, my plan. And since you don't have the knowledge to break it, you can't break it. Because I made a promise to this man. I'm going to give you 6 days. On the 7th day, I shall come. And I'm going to put you to rest. So during the 6 days, do what you can do. Go for it. So he couldn't go for it too far because he didn't know nothing. He didn't know nothing because he was new. He didn't know them, so he came into something that's already existed for trillions of years. So he had to get you to teach him. The black woman nursed him, fed him, protected him, and still protected him. Wet nursed his little babies. The black woman. And when I came here, and J. Edgar Hoover asked me, he said, well, what you here for? I said, I'm here to get the black woman and the white man off the back of the black man. That's exactly why I'm here. And I get that 2 things accomplished, I can get the black man. But first, he has to have a show of a willingness to come to knowledge. If he don't want to come to and act like he already got it, he gonna lose. Because this God, I've never been here before. And I'm more powerful than the God or the Allah that created himself in the darkness. Because he did something he had no experience before it happened. However, because that took place, it set up another situation for me to self-create myself, not the body. Of course, I did do this. This flesh is like no other flesh that you all have. It will answer to the power that's in it. You all are of dual nature, negative and positive. So you always got a constant war going on. I don't have that. Prepared it before I brought it forth. So I'm not plagued within my own self about being right. I'll be plagued enough from you. The negative in you, Satan have you stand anytime come to, well, I don't, rah. Well, that's Satan coming at me because it's not in me. So he tried to come from outside of me and do me in. Because he has no effect on me because there's nothing there. There's no negative in this flesh that the negative can come and attach itself to and magnify itself or even speak to me. This I did before I came. Are you listening? Yes, sir. This might be a little new. I mean, just might be a little new. So since this was prepared, and before, because we knew how much you love white folk, so when I did come, first, I came in dyed garments. When you see Master Farad Muhammad, he looked white. But his father was just as black as any brother you see in here. However, it was the plan. Because at that stage, you sure enough wasn't going to follow no black man. Absolutely wasn't going to follow no black man. So I got over. I got you. Now, to make sure I don't fall weak and fail in my own plan, I had to prepare a body that I can come into my own royal robe and speak to whoever, whenever, whatever. And Satan can say whatever he wants to me through you. Has no power. The only time I pay any attention to Satan is if he's doing something for me. I'm not going to do nothing for him. We gave him a long time. Just as long as Allah has been here in the form of an atom, Satan has been here. Well, it wasn't Satan. By the time Allah got started really in the real knowledge and whatnot, Satan pops up because the negative took on intelligent knowledge. But I don't know if I'm saying this. You all understand this? Because it might be new. Yes, ma'am. In other words, I can say this, and if you do what you read in the college here, what they tell you in college, if those of you that are they're studying to be a psychiatrist, psychologist, or whatever, you read everything. You read the man's eyes when he blinks. Read his ears when he twitch. You read his walk. You read what he's wearing. See how many gold earrings he's got on, ankle chains, bracelets, watches. You watch all that. Because everything speaks. Everything. He's got long fingernails. He's got sunglasses on. Is he mismatched? And when he speaks, is his body language speaking in accord with his tongue? Or is his tongue lying and his body language telling the truth? Which one? So, with all that, take a gander. Do I look like I'm frightened? Or I got to search for the answer to your question? Them questions have been answered so many times, it's like, whew, damn, I want to get to something else. You know, like I'm talking to my daughter, and I tell her so many things, and when she's finished, she run off happy and everything. I say, well, I'm glad that's over. Now I can talk to the mother. She'll understand. These are all laws and principles. In other words, everything I'm saying, you have to do the same thing, because I do it, it automatically makes it law. And when you break the law, you pay the price. And there is no getting away because ignorance of the law. No excuse. But we don't think. I don't mean to cut you off. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Allah, how do we prepare ourselves?
Well, you prepare yourself by coming to be with me in the system that we have. The united nature of Islam, meaning your nature. We call it nation. But you come with that. In other words, you got to start with the mathematical thinking classes. You're going to be taught how to think again. Not how to be no follower. Once you learn how to think, you can't follow nobody. You just can't. Once you learn math, or how you say it, timetables or whatever it is, once you learn that, you can't follow it. You never could follow it. You might follow somebody else that's using it, but once you learn it, you don't follow it, you utilize it. So I set up the classes all over the country, mathematical thinking classes, and we actually deal with current difficulties. It's a difficult because you didn't use the math right. And then when we show you how to use it, oh, that's all it is. Yeah, that's all it is. Then when you see me, you say, thank you, Father. You don't even say, well, all praise is due to Allah. That's like some figment of your imagination out in space. All praise is due to Allah. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but it don't mean nothing to me. That's in my absence you say that. But you don't say that in my face. In my face you say, thank you, Father. I love you, Father. I can deal with that. Because it's right there, present, tangible. But all praise is due to Allah. What are they talking about? I mean, I'm right here. Is this making sense? Yes, sir. That's all you got to do. You put one foot forward, I'll take the next 7. And I guarantee you, if you're for this, you'll love it. What's your name?
Victoria X.
Victoria. Well, you'll be victorious. Victoria X from where?
New Black Panther Nation, sir.
Oh, yes, ma'am. You know, do you know what the Panther really is?
No, sir. Please enlighten me.
You all know what it is? Not the ones I've taught. You all know what the Panther really is? You don't know. Who wants to know? 3 people. Oh, okay. This may be new to you. However, it's original and somewhat old to me. You know, in the making of the animals, are you listening? Yes, sir. You sure? Yes, sir. In the making of the animals, this is how I put away power to come. Allah is all powerful. I should say it this way. I am all powerful. And if I came all powerful, I couldn't save nothing. Destruction would be automatic. Because nobody would be strong enough to withstand that kind of power. So it reads in the book that God put away his power. He didn't say he destroyed it. He didn't say he lost it. He put it away. The animals is the thing that's where I put most of my power. And some of the animals that we made, we put the power into it. The animals got to thinking behind this power because it's pure. Are you listening? Yes, sir. is pure. In other words, this power is pure. So whatever material that the power is put into, it makes the material feel exalted. You know, like when you get real knowledge, divine knowledge, it makes you, whoa. Well, the material felt that way. And quite a bit of the animals started to reject or started to be kind of devilish. However, the panther didn't. Was very obedient and very submissive to the point that we made it free. I'm talking about the black panther. I'm not talking about the spotted one. You got several different ones. But the black panther with the red tongue, that's a panther that we made free. You know, has to answer to nothing and no one. So, because of that, that's why you very seldom see them in the zoo. You don't see them on the TV programs in the jungle. You don't see it because they're free. We made them to be in such a way where whatever territory that they survey or that they mark to be theirs. Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
You can get the tape. Whatever territory that they mark to be theirs. I don't care if someone or something is on the other side of that territory. As soon as they step across the line, he knows it. And he goes to approach them immediately. And when he goes, he asks them, what are you doing here? You know, like I'm asking you, why are you here? You can say, well, you called me. Okay. And if they cannot justify their presence in his territory, he tells them, you got to leave. And if they don't leave, that's death for them. And if he don't kill them right away, he's just playing with them. That's the panther. So the panther here is trying to get liberation for the black man so we can be free. But you got to come by me. There is so everything that exists, even the Caucasian, even Satan that you don't have no power over, but I do. Make them work for your benefit. Because that's how much I love you, black man. However, I love the truth more. I cannot deviate from the truth because I love you. Because you will come up and bite me in the hind parts. Because I did something wrong. I put aside what really is for that which could be. I hope you understand what's being said. There's nothing you can ask me. I don't know nothing if it's real. Now, you might ask me some of the white folks, but I might not know. I have to call them and see. Because he wrote it down somewhere. Something else? All right. Yes, ma'am. Make sure you stay in touch with us. Yes, ma'am. And make sure you all don't get up and leave. Before time, peruse the table, see some of the things that we're doing. Most of the things you see on the table there are produced from the youth that's with us. Yes, sir.
Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Brother Wali Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
And I've been a follower of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad for about 35 years. And I finally got a chance to come. I'm sorry I wasn't here on time to hear more of your lecture.
Yes, sir.
You know, when brothers right here,
yes, sir,
had been telling me to come by your lecture, I guess I'm one of them who has been putting it off.
Yes, sir.
But they told me, I think I'm talking to the right one. They told me that you said that you were the Allah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And it's not so much, hold your thought.
Sure.
It's not so much that I'm saying that I'm the Allah. The truth says it. If it was just that I was just saying it, you could argue it. However, if you do the proper investigation, everything, the law says it. The presence says it. I'm just announcing it. However, before I announced it, what I do, my very presence in the truth says that I am. So it kind of makes it more acceptable when it's not I'm saying it, as opposed to the intangible laws and principles of creation is saying it. Then this makes you pay attention, because The laws and principles of creation is the standard for truth.
Oh.
I just thought I'd say that.
It's fine, no problem. I didn't come here to, I imagine a lot of times you get a lot of people come to prove you wrong. No, I wouldn't seek to prove you wrong. It's not why I'm here.
Okay.
But being that I am a product, a direct product of the relationship of love between Master Farad Muhammad and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, when one steps forward and say, I am Allah, and the Allah that I'm aware of is Master Farad Muhammad. And
oh my God.
yes, that's quite a
blow there.
Well, it's something to look at.
Yes, sir.
And in my looking at it, I said, well, I'm gonna come by and I'm gonna ask you a question, if it's all right.
Yes, sir.
Pertaining to that, I am, and I know that I am. I'm brand new. I'm brand new as a result of what transpired between Master Farad Muhammad and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad produced me, of which he was producing a whole nation. There are others that he produced. And so I'm here as a result of that. I wanted to stay with the same subject. I didn't want to change it.
No. Hey. You're the master. Go ahead.
Well, I understand that. And that's why I understand where you're coming from, I believe. Being new would constitute a new thought in the universe.
True.
That's quite common with me. At one time I saw it to be strange, but now that I'm aware of myself and what has been produced by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Master Farad Muhammad, God in person, it's no longer strange. So I hear them asking and talking about new things, and he makes all things new. Well, when you have been made new, according to the teachings of Master Farad Muhammad, he was to make a whole nation new. This whole nation was to be created new by first creating a new mind for the whole nation, a mind that would be the mind of his own and would cover the complete sphere of his own thinking. So no longer would this nation think like it did before him, but it would have the same thoughts as him. But to create a new mind, that mind being his mind, the only new mind in the universe, we would begin to entertain the same thoughts that he thought. Am I right?
Yes, sir, but you're leaving out some key things.
Please tell me.
First place, there must be a place to direct the thoughts. As long as you are, as an individual, having the thoughts, and you are unable to bring others collectively as us as a people to bring the thoughts into fruition or bring them into the physical, then it's just you having a thought. And mere thought counts for nothing. However, the language that you're using is still in error that will stop you from producing any of the thoughts. Because you're still saying Master Farad Muhammad, Allah, or Allah, that's right. That is not the way it's. Master Farad Muhammad, Allah in the person. The messenger didn't say that for nothing. If Master Farad Muhammad was really Allah, he would have said Allah, Master Farad Muhammad. That's not the way it's written. And we have to still remember, the messenger was honeycombed with hypocrites. I was there watching them. Got a catalog on official paper. So when they put in the books of what the messenger is supposed to have said, they would say, Allah who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And then sometimes they put in there, Allah, Master Farad Muhammad. The messenger said that. They wrote it in there. And the messenger did not proofread it. He had somebody else to proofread the books. And they were so hypocritical that when they got the book company to print the books, they put the binding so tight that when you go to open it, you had to fight it to hold it open. And then they put that weak dye on the, so when you come up, it's all over your hands. Well, the hypocrites did that. So, however, now this is what it has done. It has caused brothers such as yourself and sisters to know we really revered the messenger, because we seen what he was going through, his health and everything, and what he was bringing together. And it made us very, very happy. However, when you start looking at it and say, well, Master Farad Muhammad is God, that's not what the messenger said. He also said, Allah, in the person of Master Farad Muhammad told him, I said, Elijah, I'll climb a 40-mile mountain and eat rattlesnakes just for one. This is Allah telling the messenger, I want a son. Not like you say many, or you all getting these new ideas. He said, I'll climb a 40-mile mountain, 40 years, and I'll eat rattlesnakes, white folks and everybody else, to make sure nothing happens to you while you produce my child. I want a son. And before it was over with, the messenger came out and said, I got him. He's called a powerful son of truth, produced by me. You see? And so that powerful son of truth, powerful son, not sons, plural, powerful son. Now, this don't mean others that was in the family being produced wasn't powerful. Powerful son of truth is the difference. He had others, powerful son, Minister Farrakhan, powerful son. Quite a few others, and the ones that's here now that's coming still want to get their reward are powerful sons. However, the key word is truth. Powerful son of truth. And this, if the powerful son of truth is actually show himself, he can't do it while the messenger is here. He's got to show himself in the messenger's absence, in the absence of what people think Allah is, and make a showing to show his power. Now, what kind of power is needed? Some power to lift this building? No. The power to change the thinking and to bring the black man into the thinking of Allah, who came in the person of, no longer needed to be in this person, Master Farad Muhammad. Now, that powerful son has to have the power to change your thinking. And the scientists were speaking with me one day. Matter of fact, we was on one of the little ships. And I asked him, no, I take that back. We were back then. I was on the road with a truck. Stopped, picked him up. And we was in conversation. So I started to ask him, I said, why is it that the messenger always said Allah in the person of Master Farad Muhammad? I kind of wondered about that. He said, because Master Farad Muhammad, we made him a master so that you could come into him. And when you leave him to take your own body, it wouldn't be no insult to him, because we made him a master before you came in. So when you leave, nobody would know you were gone but him, because he's already a master. We made him a master. I said, oh, that's real smooth. Are you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'd like to finish that.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Maybe we'll see if we can agree on this.
Okay.
According to my understanding, a master is one who has full and complete control over his discipline.
This is true, however, over his discipline, but what he's mastering is something that already exists. So he can't be Allah. Allah is the creator. So see, and this is something else we don't think. You can't put Allah as master. That means he's mastering something that's already here.
Well, what I'm saying is this. I know no masters that is made by someone else. Masters, according to my understanding, are self-made.
No, sir.
I don't want to. I'm not arguing. Just according to my understanding, I'm specifying.
Yes, sir.
According to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
No, sir.
I don't want to. I'm not arguing. Just according to my understanding, I'm specifying.
Yes, sir.
according to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, in the bringing forth or coming forth of Master Farad Muhammad and his learning. He did some learning, without going into a whole lot of it, he did some learning with his father and the scientists, and then he did some learning on his own. In the time that it occurred, he found out in the sum of it all, the sum total, who he was. I'm saying this. If we look at Master Farad Muhammad and we distinctly distinguish from him Allah, then we have, according to what you're saying, we have a master here of a discipline before the all in all moves in joint. Let's say, am I phrasing this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that the universe is everything. If the universe is everything, the sun, moon, and star, there is nothing outside of the universe. If there is nothing outside of the universe, that means all is within the universe. So, we here come to the term Allah, all in all, is another way of saying the universe. If indeed, as I believe, that he brought himself forth from a single atom out of the universe.
Yeah, who is this, Master Muhammad?
The God, Allah, brought himself from out of himself. It would have to be according to, if the universe is everything and he is all in all there is, then he would have to bring himself out of himself as a bearer of witness to himself. Am I right?
You're missing some things. However, since you did say that you're thinking,
Okay.
and at least you're thinking, you're not far off, but close is not winning the prize.
Okay.
There's a lot of things the messenger said I could tell you, but you can't bear them now. So there's many things that you were not told. Nor, if he didn't tell you, he sure didn't teach you. I'm the one to bring you into all knowledge of all things. So the thing that you were thinking on, it's good that you think on it until the proper form comes up to show you how to be right and exact in your thinking. So, like I said, Master Farad Muhammad was used by us, and because we could have took a wino. When I left him, he went back being a wino. So that would have been a disgrace to him, because everybody that knew him when he was all this holy and had this power, then all of a sudden he ends up to be a wino. They would say, what happened to him? So, not for that to happen, we made him a master. Not of we made him a master of what the scientists, the bits and pieces of knowledge that he gained from the scientists. And then when he put it together and was able to master it with our help, and he showed the scientists that they couldn't do nothing with it. But he still wasn't the creator. In other words, what I was going to do in his person is going to make everybody raise their eye. So he had to show something for them to even let him come over as a messenger. That's why in the problem book, they said, Sharisha, them people, that's them. They're not coming back until they have a thorough knowledge. We will send them a messenger. They sent Master Farad Muhammad after he proved to them that he was better than all of them. So they sent him. And he came. But when he put his foot on the shores, I came into it. Because I already knew where you were at. But I needed a body that you would accept. You wouldn't accept Alfonso. He was too black. So we had Alfonso to have a son by a Caucasian. dyed garments. I'm telling you what I did. I'm not trying to take nothing. If you're going to think on this, it's got to be right. And that's what's stopping you all from being with me to get your promise, or get what's promised to you. This thing about Master, it's got you hung up. And this is why Master Prophet Muhammad did not encourage nobody to take, the messenger didn't encourage nobody to have Master Prophet Muhammad's picture. Because it would have interfered when I actually showed up in being my own self. Everybody be looking, oh no, that's, but he said, no, don't do that. You know, we got to be able to, there's nobody doing what I'm doing. There's nobody named what I'm named. My name is Royall, R-O-Y-A-L-L. You got some Royals, but they don't have the last name with it, nor the middle name. That's just the name I'm operating in now. Nobody has that. And there is no one that is negative free except me, period, in and on the planet. And there are 2 other universes outside of this universe, and I'm making another one for me, because I do have to leave here because it ain't mine. However, before I leave, I'm leaving an influence on this place that nobody can break. Now, what I'm saying and whatnot, you're not going to read this in a book. There ain't no man in Hollywood can make this up. They can't think it. However, I came for you, black man, especially if you love the messenger. Now, what you're thinking on is very good. It lets me know, at least when you really step in, you can think. That's what I'm looking for. If you would just think. It's in the book. Our Savior has arrived. I have arrived. And said, the first thing that has to be done, you got to change the thinking. However, the thinking can only be changed if it's attracted to another thought that's superior to what it is in. So I got to come with something better. If I don't, I'm spinning my wheels. I got to know what you know not.
Last question.
Yes, sir.
What is triple darkness? And I'm going to end with that.
Triple darkness is spiritual, mental, and physical. Unknown. In the beginning, because if you think about it, are you listening? There's no such thing as triple darkness. You can say total darkness. Are you listening? Total darkness. But there's no such thing as triple darkness. So what does that mean? It means in the beginning there was no spiritual, there was no mental, and there was no physical that represented anything of any kind of intelligence. So out of that darkness, those 3 different things, God made himself, or Allah produced himself. Out of that spiritually, mentally, and all this that you see physically to bear witness to what he thought is spiritually. So that's what it means. Yes, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Well, look at something. Hold on a minute. What time is it? It's 4 o'clock? I got to really hurry up. What? Did we have to pay for that? Whew, okay, go ahead.
Father, can you share with me how did you create the animals?
How did I create the animals?
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is... Well, I'm laughing, but you asked the question. Matter already exists, or already existed. From water and matter, you can make many different things. According to what thought that you put into the matter that you're dealing with, that's what you'll come up with. In other words, all the animals started with an atom also, just like it's still done. Even you. When you're born, an atom goes in the womb. Well, with the animals and whatnot, we made the animals from that material and then gave them the ability to reproduce themselves. It's just that simple. In other words, this is where the term comes in, mind over matter. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Well, you know, in the Quran it talks about, as a matter of fact, I think the 2nd chapter or 2nd book is called Al-Baqarah, the cow, or heifer. And it's because it's always giving. During the time that it was made for, what it was made for was to feed white folk. You know, we ain't supposed to drink milk from cows and things.
Yes, sir.
But when they got started, they need something to feed themselves. So we produced the cow. And in the Quran, we use that as a symbol because it's constantly giving. If you just read the 2nd surah or 2nd chapter in the Quran, you really don't need to read nothing else. It just might tell you everything to do for them. But this said, we made the animals out of, experimenting with material. We use certain material, we put certain energy into it, and made it reproduce itself. If you remember, I said we made the animals. That's how I put away my power. So we made this material to house the power. And most of it rebelled, so then we had to put them on a thing what we call intuition, or instinct, rather. In other words, they could do the same thing over and over and over and over. They can't do like the panther. They can't do that because they rebel against it. Even the owl. Owl got a whole lot of knowledge, but the only thing is well, he thought he was wiser than me. The dolphin, we made the dolphin free also. For these animals, we did it just like you say in a science lab, but we knew how to do things of that nature. The same way we made white folks, brown folks, yellow folks. We didn't make red people. I did something else to them.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. What do you want to know? You got an animal?
No, sir.
You don't have no pets?
No, sir.
Okay. And that's something else, too. A lot of people like to have animals as pets. You know why? They like to have this kind of power in their control and watch it. They like to feel the worth from the pet or the animal towards them is more divine than a person that's lying. Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Now, so I got several questions. I hope we have time. But first of all, my name is Patrick. Allah is not a spirit, so once we get that out of the way, because you saying that Farad, Allah came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, and then he taught the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, then you say you reappeared.
No, sir, not quite that simple.
Do you agree that Elijah Muhammad made you?
No, sir. He didn't make me.
Well, what's these flags and these books and all of these lessons you teaching? Right. It's from Elijah Muhammad.
Well, will you let me answer?
Come on.
These were here before Elijah was raised up. The sun, the moon, and the star was already here. And the things that you see in the books that is Elijah's books is what I taught him. I made the messenger the messenger. He didn't have the message. Are y'all listening? He didn't have. That took place. What is needed now is the understanding of the message. So I, as being the author of it, got to understand it. So now I am here as the understanding. Not just the books you've got in the books, but you got lessons. Who knows the lessons? Who can actually interpret the English lesson C1? And then after you complete that, then ask the English lesson C2 immediately. Where is English lesson C2? I don't know if you have it or not, but some of y'all know what I'm talking about, right? And they say, when you do that, you will get $10 per word. What does that mean? I got to have to understand. Now, ain't nobody answer these questions. They got their lesson, they carry them with them, but they don't know what the heck it means. Ain't no lesson that you got that I don't know the full understanding of, because I am understanding. I don't have it, I am that. So what you're asking me, what you're saying, is very simple. However, it's got to be understood. And that's why I'm here. I come after, if I just came after anybody, it would be no need for the messenger, for me to raise him up. The messenger was to come to make a way for me. I had to produce him. He couldn't produce himself. I had to produce him. Listen carefully. Because we're talking about God himself. We're not talking about just any old man. We're talking about someone that has power. A plan from way back that still got you included in it now. So me raising the messenger and let him be the messenger and deliver it, make a way for me, So since the way is made, I came after the people that was in that way. And it's supposed to be 144,000 of you. The rest of you, hey, if you make it, good. I'm pleased. If you don't make it, I've already said I'm going to destroy you. Period. And there ain't going to be no water this time. It's fire. Yes, sir. Fire. I'm telling you, I know where the fire is going to start. I know where the deepest part is going to be. I know who's going to be around it. I know all these things. But why tell you if you can't get past Allah in the person of? You can't get past that. That kills everything else. Because you be looking, even if you come to, well, I'll be with him because it sounds good. At least you got a place where I can eat. But you never accepted it. One day you're going to stumble. You say, oh, you're not with us. Because we're constantly growing. We're not going to be doing this very much longer. Matter of fact, I'm getting a little bit tired of this. I really am. Because I'm putting myself out for you to throw rocks at. You know, you're not putting yourself out. I'm putting myself out. Now, if you got some pleasant, I want it. Most of them come and throw a rock. I got to, be like Bruce Lee and all that kind of stuff, ducking. But it don't mean you didn't throw it. So what I'm sharing with you is the keys for you to start thinking. It's not that I popped up in this. But this is my royal robe that I prepared. I prepared this. I didn't pop up. I didn't reappear. This flesh has never been here. Never, never, never. This is the first time. So it didn't reappear. I'm just here. I am. It's the is. If you can understand that.
Okay, I got another question.
Yes, sir.
You say you have no negative in you.
That's right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Well, the universe is made up of atoms. Are you not made up of atoms, which are positive and negative?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Why, how you say you don't have any negativity in you if you're made up of atoms which have positive and negative in them?
There's two different kinds of negative. That's all right. Let me express yourself. That's all right. Then go ahead. I have something to think over when I leave. Yeah, that brother was powerful, wasn't he? Remind me of another brother, Brother Charles. He muscle brother. He was just like him. Oh, y'all remember? Yeah. He had a zillion questions. I answered every one of them. And then I answered one that he didn't ask. He got mad and left. What I'm saying is, brother, there's two negatives. One that's just plain negative with no intelligence. And then you have a negative that has intelligence, that they rob from Allah. That's the negative that speaks to you. That's why they call Satan. He's the fulfillment or the fullness of negative that way. And that's why it's called Satan. He's in your place with something to say. Each one of y'all got him in you. And you answer him every day. He suggests a whole bunch of stuff to you, and you answer it. That's why when I jam him up in the corner, I say, why you do it? He said, I ain't had no power over him. I just call the answer. Now, just ordinary negative with no intelligence can't do that. So there's so many things we have to learn. And when you speak as though, well, I got him now. There ain't no such thing you can get me because I operate in a circle. I don't have no back doors, front doors. One brother told me, well, you better watch your back. Well, a circle don't have a back. Like I said, whatever you can come up with, It has already been thrown at me. So it's a little comical. What you're saying, if you listen to what I'm saying, if you can get the tape and go over it and listen at the whole tape, it'll add up to many different things that'll answer a lot of questions that you have in your mind. And you see all the questions you have really is up to one. Go ahead and answer the next one.
Okay, this I got two more.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you agree that truth is rooted in mathematics?
Absolutely.
Okay. So the Quran has a mathematical base to it.
Yes, sir.
And when Farad came, his coming was rooted in this mathematical base. I'm trying to see where do your coming root in this mathematical base?
Well, mathematically, it's written in the Quran and the Bible. We got to have something new. And math isn't new. So the new has to be rooted in the math. Is that right? You know I'm having fun, right? The new has to be rooted in the math. There's nothing can do away with math. Spookism don't do away with it. It still exists because it's the only thing, it's the only system that is. Everything else depends upon it. So even when the new comes, it still has to come in the system of is. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's my question. How do your coming, how do it in line with the is?
Because I am that I am.
What number do you come under? Farad told us the number that he came under. What number do you come under?
1. Independent. I mean, I hope that answers the question.
So you come under the number 1.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Definitively.
When Master Farad Muhammad came, he said he came and made himself known July 4th of 1930.
Right.
When you break that down numerically, that's the 74th chapter of the Holy Quran, 30th verse. Say under it is 19. He came under the number 19, which is the root of the circle. See, when you say you number one is not rooted in the circle.
You say that's right? Who said that's right? Oh, my job is harder than what I thought. Let me express a few things about the numbers. First place, you cannot get around 1. You can't get around 1. That's the only number that's independent. Everything else got to come from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 19. Can't get past 1. You can't start off with, well, I'll start off with 2 and I'll go to 19. When you get to 19, it's really 18. You cannot get past 1. And that's why white folks are so wise in that. That's why they never change the color of the penny. It has always been brown. Because it's 1. He couldn't change the black man to make him any other color. He's the 1. So he started off with his number system. The first color from the original is always brown. So since he can't deal with the black man equally in power, so his first production came brown. He has not changed it yet. Number 1. So when you get to 19, let me know. Because I want to know how in the heck you got there and overlooked 1. And that's the only number that's independent. Everything else is dependent. That's why the black man is number 1. He's the original man. He's the maker of the cream of the planet Earth and the owner, the maker, however it goes. That's him. And anything else after that comes number 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. But he can't get past this. He can't get past you, black man. The only man can do anything with you is me. And that's because I am not of this creation or world. I am self-created. Self. There's a zone around the sun. Are you listening? There's a zone around the sun 7.5 million miles where no negative can exist. No negative in no form can exist. And that's the zone I created myself in. And that's why I can be and am negative free. I created myself in the light. That's why the messengers say a new God. He has the same idea as the original God, to create something new. You're looking at him. I created myself created in that zone. 7.5 million miles from around the sun. Nothing negative. He created himself in the dark. I created myself in the light. You see? Or do you see? So when you speak, if someone, just from the things I've been saying up until now, if you're really thinking, you would say, well, I'm not going to approach this subject in a way where it's a challenge, or that the man possibly could be lying, or that he's a little baddie. If you were really listening, you say, well, I'm going to have to approach this man in a way where what I think I know, can I confirm it? That's intelligent. Like the brother did when he came up with the messenger. Like that, he can think. That means at least there's a potential somebody going to be with this. But when you don't know and you read the Quran wasn't made for us. It wasn't made for us. It was made for a man that has a nature opposite of us. He had to be told. Everything had to be wrote down for him. Reading and writing is a weary to the black man. That's not your nature. I mean, you do it now because you operating in a man that can't remember nothing. So he write it down so he make you read what he wrote. And then he'll go back and read it. That's why when you go to court, well, let's get Wade versus who, whatever. He's going to judge you based on something that happened back then, as though circumstances hadn't changed. But he's still going by what he wrote, because he can't remember. Because he didn't come from creation. He came from a people. You were created. He's a made. And you made it. So he don't relate to nature. He relate to you. I relate to everything because Allah is all in all. So I can relate to you, I can relate to him, I can relate to the red man, brown man, yellow man, and all of the circumstances in between. And I am to master them, utilize them in such a way where it serves you. Are you all listening? Is that the last question? You got another one? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. If Allah is not a spirit and indeed Allah is a man, then how do you separate Farad from Allah? How are you making them two different entities as though they're not one and the same?
Well, I'm not making it that. It is that. This is why the language goes, we'll say again, Allahu. We can't get past that. Allahu. So it's telling you this who is it's like say, well, who told you that? Just by saying who told you, you're expecting to get an answer, a name of who the who is. Now, when you say just the language, use the math. Maybe we need 19, use it. Allah, who? Came. Allah is the who that came in Farad's person. You can't get past that. Trying to make it into something else, make yourself look silly to people that have knowledge. And that's the problem. Everybody that's ruling you got knowledge. They're not the rulers. We are. And you're not going to be the ruler going above or outside of the laws that makes you a ruler. You can't accept something because you like it. It's got to be either is or not. Allah who came in the person of. You can't get past that. Naturally, we want to respect the man. We want to respect Master Muhammad, yes. First place, we got to know what an entity is. Or soul. You say spirit. Spirits are not God. Spirits is a reflection of some type of force. Good, evil, bad. You know, I'm in a good spirit today. I'm in a good spirit today. My spirit is down today. It's not, I got some bad things happening. My spirit's not, I'm not in a good spirit. You see what I'm saying? Spirits is a reflection of something. But an entity. Are you all listening? Maybe some of y'all got to go to class or something. I hope that's what it is. Because if you're hearing something, you want to hear something new. That makes people move, that directs you, that causes you to think, is called an entity. And an entity is a mass of completed ideas. So when you're sent to your body, when your mother gives birth to you, the first thing that takes possession of the body is the entity, and that's why the body then is called infant. The entity has entered it. But the body is so small, it can't bear witness anything is there. Because remember, the entity is a mass of completed ideas. And the only people gets that is the black man and the black woman. No other people get completed ideas. And that's why the whole world talks about what they believe. Because nothing is complete. Their entities are not complete. The only one that's complete is your mind. But you're not using them. You just refuse to think on the smallest of things. When do you tell me it's not time for God? And then you say, yeah, it's time for God and it's math problem. Well, where is he? I mean, who's going to pay my rent? Pay my mortgage? You know, people that's with me full time, they don't pay no mortgage. They don't pay no insurance. They don't have no car notes. They have no car insurance. They don't have no mortgages. They eat every day. They sleep. They perform their duty. This brother, oh no, where's the brother? This brother's with us. Everybody you see back there is with us. They go where it's necessary to be gone. So if whatever they need is provided for them. Just so that they don't get caught up with an excuse. Well, I would have did it, but I had to go pay my rent. I would have did it, but I had to go to the hospital. We got a medical center. What do you mean go to the hospital? Something wrong? Go to the medical center. If they can't do them for you, come back, I'll take care of you. Of course, I'm going to look at your record. If you've been a rascal, I might not do it. I'm doing this, not I'm getting ready to do it. Is this being done? I think we got some medical things that we produce back there on the table. And we are doing this. Are we doing that? Yes, sir. You know, he scares me. This is being done. So when you say things to me, I know you're talking out of ignorance because you don't know what we're doing. You're speaking to me as though I'm somebody else that's just talking. You know, we get a lot of people, black man can really talk. He can talk good. He makes you believe that, you know, that the gold is cheese. He can talk real good. But when it comes to producing, he vanishes. So let's go to work. Work? What is that? I mean, my wife is on welfare. I don't need to work. Sell some drugs. You see? I'm doing it, brother. And I couldn't do it if I was having negative like you are. Because at one point in time, I would succumb to the negative. I'd do something crazy. Then white folks say, see? Just like they do in Michael Jackson. See? Look at him. He called himself a law. Look what he did. And y'all be saying, oh, yeah, I see. He can't be. You saying it already, and I ain't did nothing. You see what I'm saying? Yes, sir, brother. I want to hear what you got to say.
Yes, sir.
Oh, no, sir. Oh, the brother behind you.
Yes.
You know, you know, we love each other, but...
Very stimulating. Very stimulating conversation.
Just what he said. Don't y'all get up and leave now. Or we have a beautiful secretary coming up and ask you to give a dime. Because it costs us over $1,000 to get here, just in the hotel. Now, I know we're not going to get... I ain't going to say I know that. Because sisters usually have a lot of money. But, you know, we might... Yes, sir.
I'm patient.
Go ahead.
I was listening at the exchange the brother was making concerning the universe and positive and negative. Just stimulated some thinking.
Yes,
and about the number one.
yes,
There is something before one.
yeah, 0 and 10,000 fractions.
And I'm saying,
Yeah, no, that's good.
even
You really...
before the zero,
Well,
there's something before the zero.
you know what it is?
Allah.
Well, that has to be... That is built in the 10,000 fractions. What you're speaking about is an unseen, intangible force, which is called want.
What I'm saying is, because of that which exists before the zero,
Right?
zero itself represents the motion he made in the bringing of himself forward to be that one.
You're thinking, you're still off. You're still off a smidget. 0, as far as a number of numbers, as far as the letter represents nothing, right? So it's really nothing. So the nothing that you're saying that Allah created himself in, he was still in the 0. He was still in it. He wasn't outside of it. And then he produced the 0 because the 0 was nothing, period. So there was no such, if he could get on the outside of the 0, he'd have to go out of space. Ain't no end to space. So
excuse me, please forgive me. Everything I'm saying, I have to say based upon that which I have learned from my master. And before that, he didn't choose to talk much about it. He said because we would tend to only argue about that. So he didn't talk much about it. But when we study those teachings that came from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, passed to him from Master Farad Muhammad, the one we believe, according to what he taught us, to be the Allah. Before 0, there was Allah. All that came out of his universe, being that which was before even the 0, he brought the 0 out. This is what I'm saying regarding to the 0 and the 1.
May I say something to this?
Please.
All right. You all understand what he's saying? All right. Now, let me see if I can add some clarity to it. Because to me, it still got a little mysticism in it.
Before you say something, can I say, before you make that statement,
go ahead.
I want to take that out because I don't believe in that mysticism per se.
All right.
All I'm saying is this. There is absolutely no creation, none,
it's true,
without motion.
It's true.
And I'm saying that when the Allah moved, the universe moved. And when the universe moved, that atom, that move was he bringing himself, the black man, out of himself, manifesting himself, and bearing witness at the same time to himself.
Well, let me say that. And let me say this, if I may. At least I'm very pleased. At least you're thinking. I mean, if you keep doing that, you're going to get to the answer. All you got to do is have a few keys, you're going to get to it. However, let me clear something up about this black man and even about the universe or Allah, period. Since there was nothing before Allah, he started off just like you do today, a fraction. A fraction is not a whole. So since he started off as a fraction, then he was, yes, at that fraction, he was still the all in all. Because there wasn't nothing else but the fraction. And then from that fraction, he multiplied himself several times in the things that he was working with. At least into the 0, 10,000 times. Then he could produce himself out of the 0 and stand up to be 1 in his own creation. But he hadn't created the universe then. That takes time. Now let me get back to this black man. So we'll know you didn't come as a black man with creation. Are you listening? The sun has only been into existence for 72 trillion years. But we have a record of just this planet, not the universe, just this planet for 78 trillion. What color were you then? You were not black because you didn't live on the outside of the planet. There was no need for no light or no sun because you didn't live outside. You didn't have to face the harshness of the elements and whatnot because you didn't live outside. That's like I'm coming here, we're holding a meeting. I come inside the meeting, inside the building and speak with you. I didn't come on the outside. The only planet in this solar system that you find life on the outside is Earth. This planet that we're on. Well, why is that? And what color were you before that took place? You lived on the inside of the planet, which the other planets, people still, intelligent life form still lives in the planet. And whatever material that they use to form for their particular body, that's the color of that they are. You know, when you go on the Earth, you got several different colors. And we were living on the inside of the Earth before we came on the outside. And when we came on the outside, there was no light. So we decided to do just like we did in the planet. Whatever color was there, we took it. Whatever was on the outside, all was black. So we took that, black. We didn't start to have the blackness until we got on this planet. Because there was no need for any other definition of that sort. Because the fullness of Satan was not allowed to come into existence. This planet here, number 7, is the home, physical home of God. And he decided, look, I'm going to have the final showdown. I'm going to find out what this is, and I'm going to destroy it, or else it's going to destroy me. And I'm not going to let this thing inside my home. I'm going to come out on the outside of my home and meet it on the outside. And that's exactly what has happened. We're dealing with Satan on the outside because he had his most power in the darkness. Even in the darkness of your mind, he rules your thinking. Only I, the author of life, can dispel that. So now we have reached the final conclusion as to how to get rid of this negative force that makes and always suggests for us to do something wrong against our own creation. Now we know how to get rid of it. And that's why it's in the Bible. This Son of Man, this last lamb in the book of Revelation, his last duty is to get rid of the last enemy of Allah or God. And that's death. And the reason for death is Satan. So, getting rid of Satan and don't have nobody left here on the planet to do anything wouldn't be productive. So we're going to start off with 144,000. Satan will be gone, and at least it'll be 144,000 to populate the earth again. This time righteously, after you come out from the city that I prepared for you. 76 miles in diameter and 66 miles deep inside the earth. All these things you all don't know. But I've already done it. I'm waiting on you. But knowledge or the lack of it got you paralyzed. Maybe you've had enough for today. Listen, get the tape. What was shared here today is not common knowledge or common conversation. Because it's not coming from a common man. You all ask certain questions, I answer. And I don't think did you all see me stutter? Did it look like I was trying to make something up? I'm trying to control myself not to even go deeper into the knowledge. Really, because you can obtain it, but you got to get past the first thing. You can't go to number 2 and you ain't did nothing with number 1. I'm telling you. You have the original law and you have the new one. I'm working for the original one because he couldn't get rid of this devil or Satan. I'm doing that for him. That's why I've already started my own universe. This making any sense to you? Well, I hope it ain't putting you to sleep. I'll answer this last question.
So, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
So, I have quite a few questions, however. One concerning the scientists, which you spoke of on many occasions. I don't recall hearing it shared as far as their origin, especially the one who was sharing with you about you, or what you were to do. For someone that's as powerful as yourself, this being, this other scientist who, well, what's their origin? I mean, is this something that you set up, as
in other words, the origin of the scientists are those ones that were with these 12 scientists that knew the knowledge of God?
Yes, sir.
Well, they have relatives. You have 12 major and 12 minor.
Yes, sir.
And all 24 of them know of me and have related with me. So, me and this particular person here in North America, the first time I've been in a body of my own. This is the first body that I've been in of my own. So, in that being the case, they love me. So, y'all see the Terminator?
Yes, sir.
You ever see that, the first one?
Yes, sir.
He came back and the little boy was telling him what to do.
Yes, sir.
And he was, well, how come you do what I say? He said, because that's the way you program it, but the little boy was little. See, white folks know.
Yes, sir.
We don't know. That's exactly what's happened. So the scientists, they've been doing certain things, keeping things going. They rule the planet. They determine what's going to be, what's not going to be, according to nature. They've been controlling this white man, whether they let him do what they won't let him do. Now, I didn't come here to deal with the white man. That's already set. I come here to get you. So in the process of that, they come and tell me many things. Like it says in the Quran, they came and took me under the name of Solomon and gave me a little knowledge of everything. So they must have seen me be very valuable to them, because they know as long as I make it, they have a chance to live forever. Never come to death, like it reads in the Bible. O grave, where is your victory? O death, where is your sting? It don't happen no more. No more tears, no more sadness, no more sorrows, no more death. Because of who? This last lamb. Why is he a lamb? Not a sacrificial lamb. The last lamb. Like they say, well, hey, I see a lamb coming up to take the book. That looks like he's slain from the foundation of the earth. So don't cry no more. This is the lamb that's going to do that. You're looking at it. Lamb only means the baby or the youngest. Same idea, to create something new. But I'm not old. I'm new. So I'm going to refer to you as a lamb, not the lost sheep. Sheep is old. Immaculate or savage. But the lamb, very submissive. I don't know if I said too much or didn't say enough. But get the tape. I'm quite sure you'll say, well, the man ain't crazy. He might not be alive, but he ain't crazy. Yes, sir. Is that?
Yes, sir. The next question is concerning the idea of the brother, the man showing his love for you through a woman. I have ideas as to the meaning of that. That is expressing the laws and principles, doing, say, all the hardships that one would have to endure to be one with the laws, the truth yourself. And then expressing that with his wife, the way he treats her, the way he speaks to her, the way that relationship is handled, is just clarity, more definite on how that is carried out as far as showing our love for you through that means.
Well, it is accepted, or it's designed by nature, that a man is to show his love for Allah by the way he treats his wife. However, we're in a transitional period. Most of you all, if you're married, don't have the right wife, because you're making a transition from wrong to right. And we're not going to ignore the laws of Satan or the devil. You remember what Yaakov did, right? So they ain't stopped that. That's why you still got to go get a license to get married. They ain't stopped it. So most of you don't have the real wife. So you can't really show your love because she won't let you. You try to show love, you say, oh, my man is weak. So most of you don't have the real wife. Now, and it's only because you don't have the knowledge. Each one of you all have a soulmate. And if you were in the knowledge, you know her as soon as you see her. And she would know you. But now it's on a trial basis. Let me watch her. Because you don't know. However, if she's intelligent, you're intelligent, both of you all want to be righteous, and you treat her right, then I see this. And I reward you. Well, how do you do that, Royall? Allah in person. Not in the person of... Oh, what? Am I talking to myself? I make sure you... I make sure you have some children. Because a man always learns when he's putting himself into something. Even if you're fixing a bicycle, fixing your car, sewing up your wife's slip. You got to put something in it, fixing your watch. If you don't put nothing in it, it's subject to turn out any kind of way. So if I give you some obedient children, and then she starts to raise them up because she's obedient to you and you love her and you're doing what you're supposed to do, that's your reward. Because that's what's going to live forever and always give back to you. Always. Always. You understand?
I'm getting it.
In other words, think of it this way. When you get married, are you listening, sisters? When the brother gets married, your father is saying, I have a son in the law. Now, if the son is really a righteous person, this man is proud because he's given away his daughter, which means the doorway to him. He's given away the doorway, he's opening it up and allowed this man to come in. He can't be his son, but he can be the same law and shine even brighter than him to his daughter. So he calls him the son-in-law. So now the father, when you all have a child, is proud of his son-in-law because now his son-in-law is bringing to him grandchildren, or it's making him the grandfather, meaning great father. You just a little father. You see? Well, those are the ways that we naturally reward. And plus we give all the other things, make sure you get all the other things that supports that, like money, good home, friendship, and all walks of life, something to do that's meaningful. Get all of that. That it?
One more, if I may.
Yes, sir. Go to that one. It's independent.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have gotten a taste here and there of mind-free and different experiences when I utilize the teachings, the math, and I know I want more, and I want it, now, fast. Consistency is what I want in, the right practical application of the laws and the teachings of you.
You know what your problem is?
No, sir.
It's not bad to want that. However, in your wanting, it can't be just for you. Because it don't belong to just you. In your wanting the knowledge, the rightness, the power to be that way, it can't be just for you. When you make it just for you, you only need a little bit. So you only get a little bit and say you still want it. When you get it naturally, and you have a place to distribute it, apply it, experience it, it will come to that proportion. But when you get this, well, I want this, and I really want this, that's you. It don't come that way. You got to be able to justify the magnitude of what you're asking for. Unless you make me give you a burden that you can't bear. And I don't do that. I know you ask me. You always ask me.
Yes, sir.
However, you got to broaden your scope. If you really want it. It's like a man with one wife. You only need one out. Let him get 5 or 6 of them. Oh my God. Yeah, he come with more than one wife. It's an old tradition. I'm just saying for instance. If you got more than one and you don't know nothing, you will need several houses. And a policeman.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. You all that came out, thank you for coming. Before you leave, peruse the table, get the tapes. I think they're dubbing the tapes. Get them, listen to this again. And those that you know that was with the messenger or not with the messenger, just want some knowledge and want to participate in something that's for themselves. We have a nation in motion, not a talking nation. We have food, clothing, and shelter, transportation, communication, education. We have that in motion. Evidence of it is there. And the few brothers that you see is evidence of it. The knowledge that you heard is evidence of it. It's evidence to let you know it is to be perpetuated, magnified. And I still haven't answered the questions that I wanted to answer because nobody asked me. So maybe I get to come back again. Come on up. I will say this. I appreciate you, brother. Brother, what did you say your name was? Patrick? You're a brother with a chain on, the messenger's brother. Oh, Wali. Yes, sir. Wali Muhammad. I appreciate you. Keep thinking. I put an idea out every day. Thank you. This is the secretary, Sister National Secretary. What's your name? Aisha? Aisha Muhammad. We have to drive because her name is Muhammad. And they jacks everybody in the, that's got Muhammad up in the airport. Assalamu alaikum.